right, Dad Random here. I am going to take a ride right now on the REVR V5 Pro. Now I've had this bike for about 3 weeks now, and I've taken several long trips and have done some moto vlogs with it, and everything's gone really well. So we're going to take a trip today. We're going to do those things that will really test this bike out. It's a great bike. I'm just going to go right there right away. Very solid. This thing is rock solid. One of the things about this that I noticed right away when I rode it is the fact that it's so well put together. So when you ride it, you don't get a lot of vibration. Usually that's one of the things, you know, or you get brake squeaking, or you get some kind of rattle. This thing has none of that. All right, so let's get going. So on this ride, we're going to take it on a off-road, just a bike trail, and then we're going to head over to an uphill. And I don't think I'm going to go off-road. I was thinking about going off-road with this bike. I did fill the tires with slime, so this does have tire protection. So other than that, it's been really good. I mean, I really haven't had to worry about anything. 180 millimeter disc brakes. Okay, these are hydraulic, so this thing is very smooth. Nice, colorful LED screen. 1100 peak watts on the rear motor. This is a Bafang 750. So, right. So hopefully you can hear me okay. And we're going to go and get on the trail. All right. Now I do have a goal that I have to meet when we stop at our halfway point. This is election season, so I'm going to go and drop off some ballots. All right, so we're going to use our trip to go and drop off some ballots. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and let's give you guys a view of the bike. All right. But yeah, I do have a luxury of having a really wonderful place to ride. There are just miles and miles of trails here, and this bike is, like I said, it's the cat's meow for riding it, that's for sure. Would I ride this 20 miles? Why not? Absolutely I would. I trust it. Like I said, this is probably the most worry-free bike that I've ever rode. I mean, as far as just not having to deal with any issues. From setup out of the box all the way to my first ride, it was really putting the tires on. We're going down a hill here. We've got really good brakes. I mean, this thing is really pulling well. I did very minor adjustments on the brakes, very minor. But do you hear how quiet that was going through the tunnel? That's, like I said, I've done a lot of bike reviews. This one has been by far the best review. Just not as fast as I'd like it, you know. I'd like maybe a faster bike, you know. I think anybody that rides e-bikes, especially these 4-inch tire bikes, would like that, you know. But we'll take a close look here in a little bit. We'll get to our halfway point. We'll do our civic duty today and drop off our ballots for November. We've got the election coming up, our local election, so we're going to go ahead and drop some ballots off. Great little ride today just for that purpose. Right. Yeah, if you were wondering what camera I was using for this ride, this is the Insta360 Ultra, the Ultra. I do have the Nano. I have the DJI Nano with me as well. I'm just not using it. I really like the Ultra. I like the Nano as well. The Ultra is just very nice. I've had very successful riding experiences with it, with the camera, with the audio system. I do use a DJI mic system. But yeah, this thing is great. 19 milliamp hour battery. Right. Us bike riders, if you live in the area I live, we have a lot of goat heads. Goat heads are everywhere. You go a little bit off trail or even on trail, you are going to lose a tire. So what I recommend when you're putting this bike together, that you find some of that green slime and go ahead and just fill up your tires. You might as well just prepare for it. It's just something that that it's a nice little peace of mind, you know, to have that available, or you know, at your disposal. So, all right, Dad, random. All right, this is a great bike. But you're just going to hear me say that. I'm telling you, I have done a lot of bike reviews, enough to know what I like in these bikes. And I mean, look at that. Look at how beautiful those brakes are. Shimano 7-speed. And this new, you know, now this is the first one I've had with this type of a 5 passive assist, pedal assist, sorry, screen with that's very easy to see. So pretty nice. That's for sure. Just amazing. Really easy. Really easy to navigate. So all right, let's keep going. Let's stay on our ride. You know. It's a great day to ride. There's no question. It is fall. So all right, let's go. Let's hit the trail. Let's get to the library. All right. Hey, a little rabbit going on right there. So we are in pedal assist 5. I say passive assist. Pedal assist 5. I always leave it in 5. Pretty much every time. I did, by the way, install the bell. Now you do have an option to put the bell on, and it's just a nice little subtle hint for people that are walking on a trail, just to hit that bell. It just tells you you're behind them, and it's just very common courtesy to use. I always leave my gears shifter in 7. It never goes out of 7. I have no way of pedaling any other way. Long legs, 7 is perfect for me. So as far as pedaling, I'm pedaling now. It really does pedal well. I mean, it's and gets you right up to speed. It gives you that little extra over the, you know, just brings you over the hump. And I did charge this fully before this ride. So before I got on this bike today, I put the we're on full charge. So we're gonna go up here and then we'll do our little stop. I'll give you a close-up of the bike. Remember, in this video you can watch the assembly. I will put I have an assembly part of, and I'll talk a little bit about my assembly experience. Probably the most excitement I had was putting on the front headlight. That was a little bit of interesting. It's always a little bit interesting to me to put that headlight on, because there was really no instructions at all. But all right, here we are. We're gonna put this baby in the sun so you can see it. Like I said, I just love e-bikes. This thing is just one of those bikes that just makes you smile. But there it is, right there. Let's make sure that we're on here. So there's our front Kenda front tires. Right there. There's our REVR decal, on-off switch. We got a locking battery, studded pedals, and then if you go to the back and the front and rear brakes, if I flip this thing around, 180 millimeter brakes right there, and there are your hydraulic handbrakes. You got your key lock. You've got dual rear suspension. Yes, it is adjustable. You just got to twist these right here. But beautiful rear tail light, and you got this really cool pattern. I really think that that Arctic camo there just makes it look cool. Anytime you you do something neat like that. Now I have these tires aired up to 18 psi, so that's kind of my sweet spot right there. Yeah, you do have this beautiful LED light in the front, and yes, it does go on when it gets dark. It will actually it'll go on automatically, and it is very easy to see. So there it is. She is beautiful. There's no question about it. I always put on my my fenders. I am one of those people that doesn't like to have mud all over the place. You can easily not install those fenders. Most fenders that you get for these bikes have a single strap there, and this one has dual straps on the back, which is really nice. And I think that takes out the vibration. You get very little vibration, and any vibration you can't even hear. So pretty nice, not bad. Not my first bike, but by far just amazing. Yes, I can adjust my parameters. You can see it, my total miles, my voltage, all those things. The time of my ride, all those things are on here. So I always have my voltage set, so it's at 52 volts right now. I believe 54 is the top. So all right, on this one. All right, let's get going. All right, let's get that thing on there. Let's go drop our ballot off. Got 2 ballots to drop off, so let's go do that. Let's go do our civic duty. All right, we got our votes in. Time to go up the big hill. Let's go find it. Let's go find that big challenging hill. All right. I've been over here before, been down this right here. I can go down there, challenge that. All right, we're gonna go along the street, get to max speed, and then hit the big hill. Now this hill's about a half-mile high, so it's a pretty good hill. All right, so let's get on the road. Let's get this puppy to maximum speed. And hopefully after we get to top speed, we don't get run over by somebody going through our town here. All right, but we do have a nice bike trail that goes all the way through. And it looks like we got a car carrier in front of us. Hopefully everybody sees us here. All right. Oh, they got fresh cookies over here at Dutchman's. You want some of the best cookies during pumpkin season, there it is. But we're gonna head on through this Old Town Santa Clara. Nice ride for sure in the fall. It's beautiful. They have a nice, they have a little fruit stand here in the fall, and summer. A lot of it's fresh produce from locally, and some of it is brought in. Very famous. This used to be the highway to Vegas, actually, way back in the day. It's a historic scenic route, and beautiful today. That's for sure. All these fall leaves. That's makes it amazing. All right. So we're going to take our time. We're going to chill on through town here, and we'll stop up here at the historic site. Jacob Hamlin, one of the founders of Santa Clara here. Stop at his house, and then talk about the hill. Yeah, if I could get about we're going about 26 miles an hour top speed right now. If I could get 32 out of this, it makes roads like this a little bit nicer, because I can go with traffic and actually ride on the road. Let's see, we got a few people at the fruit stand here today. Pumpkins. Very cool. Feels like the tires are about right, 18 PSI. I've had them as high as 20. 15 to 18 is my sweet spot. By the Santa Clara post office right there. What a great hometown. This is a great place. This is a wonderful, quaint little town, that's for sure. 26. Oh, well, I must have ate too many snacks last night. I'm normally getting 28 without a doubt. So not as fast as I've been in the past. And we're going to get off the main area. Hit 28 right there. So we're going to get off the main road here, off the bike trail, and we're going to get on the walking trail. And we're going to talk a little bit about our uphill climb coming up. Right up here. So, all right, we're going to stop right here at the the Jacob Hamlin site right there. There's his home right there. Hopefully you can see that. Right there up on the hill. There's his fruit. That's his little orchard. All right. Right. So this hill coming up is about a little bit more than a half a mile. And I've actually been up this hill before with this bike, and I was really surprised at how well it climbed. I probably navigated most of the hill, and until I got to the very top that I even have to really pedal, I got down around 15 miles an hour. So what I'd like to find out today is if it still does that. This battery has got, a bunch of charges on it. I've ridden it around for, nearly 100 miles. So yeah, let's get up the hill. Let's go challenge the big hill climb. And then debrief. But yeah, so far. Now, I would say before we go, one more, I would say, challenging thing about bikes like this is their weight. These bikes are really great bikes for just kicking around. But if you got to throw it in the back of the car, this is not a light bike. This thing is over 80 pounds. So that would be a negative, I would say. Other than that, you're really not doing anything at all, except for, just cruising on this thing. This is your bike, your beach cruiser, All right, let's get up the hill. All right, we just got passed by a golf cart. Let's see if we can beat them up the hill. Right, let's hit this hill. All right, we are in passive assist. Let's go ahead and let's get going here. Let's get the bike on. There we go. Little power saving right there. Let's go to passive assist. Let's go level 5 and let's hit the trail. All right. So we're gonna gun this thing. We're going 14, 15. One of the things that really surprised me on one of my earlier rides was this hill. So now this is a pretty flat area, but it really starts to hit the incline. Right here is a slight incline. And we can get what I would consider to be maximum speed, about 24, 25 miles an hour on these types of grades. to go up a hill like this and accelerate, you have to have a little more power, you know. Probably a 1,000 watt-hour motor, 52 volt kind of situation. But I'm not complaining, because guys, I've got 2 legs and I can pedal, and that's what makes this pretty cool, pretty awesome. And right now, I really don't need to pedal. And we are still going up this hill. It is a slight grade here, a little bit of acceleration. We're at 24 miles an hour. Okay, that means that we 25. Now, I'm not trying to, you know, make myself aerodynamic at all. 22, we're slowing down. A little wind in my face. A little windier than in the past. So I haven't pedaled yet, haven't need to pedal yet. 18, 17, slowing down here. 16, once I get to 15, that's where kicking it in helps, right there, 15. And I'm hardly pedaling at all. 17, just that little effort right there has got me already going 17 miles an hour, and I was accelerating. So here we go. Like I said, we're almost to the apex of the hill here. Very lightly pedaling. So, yeah, REVR V5 Pro. Right. REVR V5 Pro. And we are almost up the hill. Still going on 16. I probably don't have to pedal anymore. Now we're basically at the, you can see I've expended very little energy to get here. All right. And I got a choice here. I can go up the road a little bit, or I can just head on back. Let's head on back here. And once again, I'm back cruising again. So this, I'm just saying, that's pretty much most of the places that you will really go. And for those really small inclines, if you're a heavier rider, just a little bit of pedaling, you know, hardly any. I just love it. I'm a lazy bike rider, you know? Lazy bike rider. And if I wanted to go a little faster, if I wanted to get the max, I easily can get the max speed here. This is the road you get to 20, I get 28. 27, 28. See, there it is right there. This is Flatland 28, just like advertised. All right, I'm gonna have to slow down here because we've got some big old gutters here for water. All right. But yeah, just a great little bike, all right. So hopefully you like that ride. Nice little just scoot around the neighborhood. Now, what do I do with this bike? I go pick up groceries every once in a while. I go grab a sandwich. Have I thrown this in my truck? Yeah, absolutely I have. I'm probably gonna do that maybe tomorrow. Drop this thing in my truck and go head out. Actually back that way, there's a trailhead. And usually just haul my bike over there. I could just ride it there. There's no reason why I couldn't just ride it there. It's just 2 miles away. But all right. But yeah, that's just a nice, easy, you know, just an easy, chill ride. There's just some concluding thoughts. First of all, I've done enough bike reviews at this point in time to really be able to give you a nice wide variance. You know, would it be nicer for a taller rider like me to have a 26-inch wheel? Yeah. 28-inch, I mean, people really spend a lot of money. When you get into the costs of those bikes, you really get up in the multiple thousands of dollars, mid-drive and all those kinds of things. But if your goal is to just scoot around, You can get into something like this for a lot cheaper, definitely under $1,000, depending on whether you get it on sale or not. But this thing has got everything you need. You got a really nice display, tells you all the information you need. You've got great safety features, really nice brakes, really quiet ride. You got, a couple of nice little add-ons, excellent brakes, 180 millimeters. There's just, you got fender options. This one says you can lock out the front fork. I don't know. Usually if there's a lockout, it clicks, and these don't seem like they're locking forks, so I don't know about this one. Maybe the Pro doesn't have. I really like the lockout the front forks, because what it does is it allows you to go a little faster. You get this dampening effect when you don't have your front forks when they're loose, and it does slow you down. So for a lot more softer ride, you pay for it in performance. I'm really good with the rear shocks. I'm great with that. And I'm usually tightening them up a little bit. Probably the last thing that I would say that I would like different on here is the step-up handlebars. This does have the regular mountain bike handlebars. I do like that little step up. We're talking like 4 inches. And what that does is it puts you here as opposed to down here. It really does make a difference when you're riding a long distance to be able to sit up a little bit more and just move your weight around. And you really, when you have this low front end, it does force you into the probably a better balance, but not necessarily a more comfortable ride. But really nothing else. This thing, like I said, right out of the box, it goes together really quick, with the exception of that front headlight, which you need a freaking master's degree to put on. Literally, I don't even know if it's still on the correct way. If you look at how I've got it all kind of in there, I don't know, man. It's probably fine. Other than that, that would be the only gripe in that, and like I said, just 4 inches on the handlebars would be really nice. Other than that, great bike. I think the battery's sufficient, because if you get into another battery size, it's heavier. If you go to my my Amiet S8, which has got front and rear 1,000-watt motors, holy Toledo, that thing has a very heavy battery. So you get into weight, and that is a heavy bike. That bike's nearly 100 pounds, and I've lifted that thing over some areas when I've been off road. So it's very challenging, but a great bike too. Once again, fill your tires full of slime. Put about 20 pounds to 18 pounds, 15 pounds if you want a softer ride, and the bike will take care of you on a ride. As far as the seat is concerned, let's just look at that one really quick before I call this one quits here. That seat is really nice. It's nice and long, so if you're a taller rider, you can really move back into the seat. And of course, if you're a smaller person, you can throw somebody else on there, and they do have some peg options that you can put on there, and those pegs come with the bike. So yeah, I just didn't put them on because I'm never going to ride with anybody. I'm a loner, so. Yeah, great options. I think everything about it is worth whatever price. Obviously, you should always look for the best sale when it comes to these things, but I have nothing bad to say about this at all. I'd have to ride it for another year to find out its endurance, but that's just I guess I could say that about my S8. That thing is still but that thing makes a lot of noise, a lot of rattles. When you hit that front motor, it really makes a lot of noise. It is really humming pretty hard, but this thing is quiet, So all right, dead random for REVR, the V5 Pro. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth your time, and I think you'd be very happy. If you're looking for a fat tire bike, this thing will take care of those fat tire bike needs that you have. So they just keep getting better. As far as these bikes from year to year, I'm on year 5 when it comes to e-bikes, And this thing, you know, compared to 5 years ago, they just keep adding features. I mean, it just keeps getting better. All right, dead random for REVR V5. It checks pretty much every box, but there's no single bike that's going to check every box. You know, it's not going to. It's not possible to get everything you want, even though you're always looking for that. All right, dead random later, and have a good one. Ride safe, ride frequently. Okay, get out, enjoy this beautiful weather. It is fall, and we got all the way to December. I'm going to keep riding. I'll probably be riding in January if I get a nice day. All right, later.